Hey hashtag moms, my name is Dasia, and today I'm going to be sharing my 5 tips for preparing for motherhood holistically. As a birth coach, as a doula, I support women who are often a little bit nervous and scared of the unknown that can come with birth. And so not only do I support these women in preparing for a confident, empowered birth experience, but I like to talk to them about what they can expect on the other side of motherhood, outside of just things related to the baby, but things that will impact them in those early weeks postpartum, as far as their own emotional, mental, spiritual things that are going to be changing for them in motherhood long term. So I want to share my 5 tips for preparing for motherhood holistically, starting with number 1, which is going ahead and practicing your ability to say no right now. Your time, energy, mental capacity is about to be stretched to its absolute limit. And so getting comfortable with saying things that don't align for you or just are not the priority at this time is really going to serve you in the season of motherhood. Tip number 2, start putting yourself first. So I think there's this idea that motherhood kind of has to equal martyrdom in a way, and that if you completely self-sacrifice yourself for your child, that means you are the best mother that you can be. And I'm here to tell you that putting yourself first is really the best thing that you can do for yourself, of course, for your baby, for your family. When mom is good, baby tends to be good. Like your cup is full and it just spills over. Tip number 3, ditch superwoman complex. There is definitely this idea sold that we can and should do it all and be it all. This is not the time to put the weight of the world on your shoulders and do everything and be everything. Know that it is okay if you are able to reach and tap into support and resources to help you along this journey in motherhood. That know that you don't have to know it all, you don't have to be it all, and that it's okay to reach out for support as you're navigating this season. Tip number 4 is to form a village of support for yourself. We always hear that it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm here to tell you that it takes a village to raise a mother. And I don't really mean that in the same way that we're raising a child by rearing them in discipline and instilling those type of things, but I mean it in the way that the more people that you can have around you who are not only checking on the baby, but they're actually checking on you, your well-being, and asking you, how are you doing? They're not just calling to say, hey, let me see the baby and what's the baby doing, but they're actually checking in on you to see how are you adjusting to things and what do you actually need at this time, who are seeing how much sleep you're getting, how have you ate today, those type of people who can tell when something's off and they may need to take a more proactive approach. So form your village of support during the season of motherhood, because you're going to need it now more than ever. And tip number 5 is to allow space for the evolution of you. It really is a time, this transition from pregnancy into motherhood, a time of transition and rediscovering yourself. It's almost related to the same way that happens for like a preteen or a teen going through puberty and becoming like this little adult, this adolescent stage. And there's a word for it as far as motherhood. So transitioning from maiden to mother, it's a word called matrescence, and it really dives deep into this understanding that you not only have this new life that you're caring for and responsible for raising and keeping safe and nurturing, but you're a whole new being and creature that you're going to have space to learn who you are, kind of like all over again. So those are my 5 tips for preparing for motherhood holistically.